Well, here we are live once again. If you just watched the Dirty Old Bastards 360 Sprint Series, we are back with another race. If you did not watch that race, make sure you go check that one out. That was one heck of a race put on by Tanner Pettit and Tanner Pettit Racing, bringing home the win in the 360 Sprints. But we are here now with the Western Racing League Truck Series, the Viking Construction Group Truck Series. My name is Chris Murphy here with DRSN. Thank you for joining us tonight on a Tuesday night. I know it's kind of late if you're on the East Coast. Here on the West Coast, it's still early. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. So let's see if we can find our point standings, see if we can get some stuff to load up here. Our point standings coming into tonight. David Sluter at 185. It feels like we've been gone for like a year. I know it's only been a couple of weeks, but it's been a long time. We get back to racing here for the Viking Construction Group. And then after this, I think we have like 5 weeks in a row. So we get back to the point standings. David Sluter with the lead. He's yet to pick up a win, but he's got the points lead. Everett Larson did pick up a win here a couple weeks back. He is now in second. Nicholas Trader in third. Brandy Cal fourth. Victor Keith in fifth. Starting spot in the point standings. Rick Modrick led early, but he's now falling back to sixth. Michael Champlin with consistent runs up now up to seventh. Landon Slagan, Joshua Raymond, Alex Romero. That is your top 10 there in the point standings. We're going to jump right over qualifying underway. We're going to pull up some standings right now for the qualifying to see where we are. It looks like at the top on the pole right now for the 100 laps here at Texas, it's Nick Trader at a 31.73. I don't see anybody else out on the racetrack. We got Joshua Raymond here in the 7, getting some laps in, but it's Trader on the pole. Nathan Nixon, Raymond's going to come across the line in 16th. So it looks like we got about 32 cars here tonight. 27 cars have made a qualifying lap. Trader, Nixon, Modrick with a great qualifying run there in third. Larson fourth. Scotty Larson, might be Scotty's best qualifying position of the season. Fourth starting spot for Scotty, a great job. Victor Keith in fifth. Mason only sixth, sorry. Brady Zeller in the seventh starting spot here tonight. Brady carrying the DRSN logos on the cars for us tonight, so thank you, Brady. Appreciate that. Landon Slagan eighth. Shane Peckin in the ninth spot. And Michael Boyd in 10th. All right, so qualifying wrapping up. We got about 5 seconds left to go. 5. I don't know why I emphasized in 5 that way. I'm not quite sure. But thanks again for being here. If you haven't been here before, hit the subscribe button. If I said that already, I'm being repetitive. I apologize. But thank you so much for being here tonight. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves lined up here on the start. In fact, the sun is setting here. Are we going to race under the lights? It looks like we are going to race under the lights here at Texas. 100 laps, the distance, I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody earlier to find out what the fuel mileage is, find out where we're going to be. So we're going to guess with the rest of you. We do have some new toys to play with tonight. We're going to see how this works out. Collateral Damage Sports Network, another one of our sponsors here on the channel. Corbin Matthews, country music. Do me a favor, if you like country music, check out Corbin Matthews. He's putting out some good stuff. Got a new song coming out this week. I think it might actually be tomorrow. I got to check that out. But all right, so we got 32 cars here tonight. We did not get a chance. Did we get our driver cams? Let me see here real quick. Let me see if anybody jumped into the camera room. We were not quite as prepared as we normally are for tonight. Let's see if anybody did jump in. We do have some drivers on cameras tonight, so I better get this going here if they're going to take the time to do it. We're going to get going. So it looks like we're going to get lined up here. Let's see who we have on camera tonight. Oh, we got my mystery guy in the top left because the name's not there. Nathan Nixon joining us. Mason only going to wave to us. Hey, Mason. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Michael Sparks, Brady Zeller, and Everett Larson all sharing their webcams with us tonight. It's a little added feature. I don't know how that guy in the top left keeps sneaking in. I got to find out who this is. Hey, Mason. All right. That's our webcams for the night. Who is that in the top left? It doesn't... I don't know. Somebody tell me who that is. Anybody out there know who that is? Make sure you shout it. All right, we're going to get to our starting lineup. We're going to get gridded up here. I don't want to miss the... Do not want to miss the lineup this time. I tend to get yapping here. All right, let's go back to row number 1. On the pole, Nick Trader to his outside. It's going to be Nathan Nixon. Back to row number 2 on the inside. It's going to be the 71 of Modric. Scotty Larson with a fantastic qualifying tonight. Going to start in 4th and 5th. Inside of row number 3, it's going to be Victor Keith and Mason only starting in the 4th row. In the inside, Brady Zeller and Landon Slagan. In the 5th row, Sean Peckin and Michael Boyd. Back to row number 6, starting 11th, Josh Gannon and Bryce Dickman with a good spot there. In the 13th starting spot, Dean Wedeking and David Sluter are going to start 14th. 15th, it's going to be Corbett Raker and Joshua Raymond. Rem Wyatt is going to start 17th. Brandon Cal in the 18th starting spot. Back to row number 10, Daniel Sparks, Quentin Steinbach. Back in 11th, it's Randy Wood and Jacob Thornton. In the 12th row on the inside, Brady Schaub and Everett Larson. Not a great qualifying job in 24th. Joshua Wise and Ryan Thompson. In the 14th starting row, it's going to be Ian Menace and Paul Boomershine. Paul usually likes to start at the back. Andrew Bowman, Tyler Brewer occupy row 15. 16th, it's going to be Nico Cipollini and Michael Sparks. In the 17th row, it's going to be, I don't know because it didn't come up. So that's going to be it. 16 rows. 32 cars for 100 laps here at Texas. Nick Trader, Nathan Nixon on the front row. Green flag in the air. Side by side. Across the line, down into turn number 1, it's going to be Trader with a little bit of a head start on Nixon. He's got about a car length on him. Going to make the run into 1. Nathan's going to fight back on the outside. It looks like pretty much everybody's sitting on the bottom. The top just did not get a very good start right there. We're about 3 wide back to the middle pack. We're going to keep an eye up on his battle up front right now. It is Trader out in front. He moves up to the top. Modric's going to fight on the inside of Nixon for second. Behind him, it's going to be Zeller. We need to do a refresh on our trading paints, it looks like, because I don't think I've got everybody's paint jobs. Trader, Nixon, Modric, and Zeller. That's your top 4. So early on here at Texas, we're going to go all trucks gray here for just a moment while we refresh our paint jobs. Everybody spends a lot of time on their paint jobs. They really, I know they like to see him out there on the racetrack. So Trader. And we got a black flag for Cipollini. Cipollini's got to come down and serve a black flag penalty here. Also, Wedeking as well, so I'm not sure what happened there. Tyler Brewer did not, and we got a caution. Caution flag is out for the first time. And it looks like it might be involving Brandon Cal. As you see him spun around here on the front straightaway. Well, Brandon's had some good runs this year, but he's going to bring out the first caution flag of the night. Let's take a look here at the 85. He's in the middle of the racetrack. He's got Schaub to his outside. The 90, and they make contact. The 97 gets into that left rear quarter just a little bit. Who is the 90s? I don't see a 97 on my timing and scoring here, so I got to figure out who that is. But Cal's going to go around. Let's see if we can figure out who that 97 is here. It looks like, is that the 40? That might be, I don't even know. I can't figure that out. So we got different, sometimes we get different numbers on the trucks than are on the timing and scoring, which makes my life a living hell. All right, back to live time here. It's going to be Trader out in front. Transistent Motorsports leading the field. Nathan Nixon in second. Rick Modric. Let's jump in with our webcam drivers here again real quick. All right, somebody get into YouTube chat. Somebody tell me who that is in the top left corner. I know I'm moving my mouse on there so like you can see it. I'm not sure why. But thanks you guys for sharing your cams. Really appreciate it. All right, we got 3 laps down, 97 left to go. We're going to get ourselves gathered up here. Viking Construction Group Truck Series here. Good to be back with them. They take too many weeks off. You guys just need to quit taking so many weeks off. We can get ourselves gathered up. Got a couple different toys here. We got this new Versus. We can actually take a look here and see. Like if we wanted to see like the distance between. Let's just put in here like. Let's see. We got 2 drivers kind of racing for each other. We can actually take a look at this. Say the distance between Nick Trader and Paul Boomershine back there in 21st. He's 13 seconds back, so it'll give us our last lap times. It'll give if they're closing or falling behind. Joshua Raymond, thank you so much. In the YouTube chat, the mystery guy in the top left is Joshua Raymond. So let's see if we can put. I can actually put his name on there. Did I spell it right? Looks like 2 A's in Raymond. I think that's how you spell it. So we'll go back up the cams. There it is, Joshua Raymond. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you in the YouTube chat. So we got some new toys from our friend Shane Cochran at Collateral Damage Sports Network. This is the new toy. This is something you're not going to see in too many places right now on this SDK software. We can show pit cycles. Anybody that's been in the pits, you can see how long they were in the pits. I need to change this and make it a little bigger. It's got to look really small on the broadcast, but I didn't have time to really improve it. You can see when they pitted, what lap they pitted on, how long they were in the pit, their total cycle. This is a pretty cool feature. We'll get this dialed in before the next race here, but this is a new feature. I mean, I just got that like 5 minutes before the event started. We're gonna go back to green flag race. We'll roll off of turn number 2. Nick Trader and Nathan Nixon. That's your top. Looks like we're gonna have a single. Is it gonna be a single file restart? It sure looks like it. So single file restart as we come around. All right, we got any of our drivers there on the YouTube. Somebody give us a tip on the fuel mileage. If you can hear us out there. If you can type into the YouTube chat without hitting something. These are long caution flag laps. I'm not good at filling all this time, so we need to say green flag racing. All right, pace car is going to pull in pit road here off of turn number 4. Trader going to bring us to the line. Get us restarted here at lap number 5. Green is in the air once again. Nick Trader, Nathan Nixon, Rick Modric, Josh Gagnon. That is your top 4. Gagnon up 7 spots. Started 11th, already up to 4th. Gagnon has got a hot rod. He's up 8 spots now as he gets underneath Modric there for 3rd. Look at this battling going back here a little further through the pack. They're 2x2, 3 wide here off of turn number 4. This is back for about 15th, 16th, and 17th. That's a great shot down the back straightaway. Take a look at Schaub outside in the 2. Raymond down there on the bottom of the racetrack. He makes a little bit of contact with Thornton. Thornton gets sideways, but they're going to save it. Let's get back up front and see the battle for the lead. Trader about a half a second out in front right now, but here comes Josh Gagnon. Josh Gagnon has got himself a good truck tonight. He is up 8 spots, only 6 laps into this race, and he is all over the back of the 38 of Nathan Nixon. So here comes Josh Gagnon. He gets a little bit of a gap here coming off of 4. He did not have such a great run into 3. Actually, Modric's going to catch him there for that 3rd spot. So a little mistake there for Gagnon. He falls back. He had been coming through there. Take a look a little further back. Here is the 7 of Raymond. This is for 17th. He's got Sparks right there behind him. Everett Larson right there in front. Everett up 8 spots now. He did not have a good qualifying run, but he's already up to 16th after starting 24th. Lots of room here to race at Texas. We're 2 and 3 wide all the way throughout the back of this pack. Here's the 18 of Zeller. I know Brady had a new paint job because he showed it to me earlier, but it doesn't look like it loaded up correctly. So I've refreshed my trading paints, Brady. If you're out here watching this, buddy. Baker looks to the, is that Raker or Baker? Raker to the inside of Zeller. This is for 5th. Michael Boyd going to try to follow by down there on the bottom of the 21. Here comes Slagan out there in the 91. It's a battle for 6th and 7th. They're not missing anything up in front of this. A little bit of contact right there. Zeller's going to get sideways. He does a nice job of saving it. Boyd did a good job also of backing off and not making it any worse. He gave Zeller some room to get it straightened out there. So we're going to stay clean and green. Up front, though, it is still Trader, Nixon, Gagnon, Modric. That's your top 4. And it is Raker in 5th. Let's see if we can look a little further back. Scotty Larson qualified in 4th. Had a great qualifying run there in the 13th, but he is now back 8 spots back to 12th. You can see him racing right here with the 22 of Quentin Steinbach. So Larson and Steinbach going out of here for 12th and 13th. Larson, and that's Rem Wyatt right there in the 60, right there behind him. All right, Nixon is actually reeled up. Top 4 kind of nose to tail now. Take a look here at the 38. Started right there in 2nd. So Our two front row starters still running first and second. Trader Nixon. And it's Gagnon up 8 spots. And look at Corbett Raker. Corbett Raker up 10 spots already. Started in 15th, up to 5th in the 47. The TGR Mafia, number 47 at Corbett Raker. He is moving forward. Started, but he's got Slagan down to his inside. Can he hold off this battle? This is for 5th and 6th. Slagan now gets by. Made it look pretty easy, too, taking that 5th spot away. Sparks back here battling out with Raymond. Is outside Keith. Right, oh, contact right there between the 7 and the 04. We got both those guys on camera right here, so we're going to take a look here at Michael Sparks. Actually, it's Daniel Sparks that we're riding along with, so that's the wrong car, so we're going to take that off. There's too many. And caution is out as we were goofing around with the cameras. It looks like the 04 Sparks is going to bring out the caution. So the 04 makes some contact. He is into the outside wall. He was battling it out up there. He's got a meatball flag. Let's see if we can see what happened to Daniel Sparks in the 0. He's inside of Raymond. And they've been kind of beating on each other for a couple of laps here. They're going to come off the corner, and it looks like Raymond's going to catch that. And who's that on them? The 97 down on the inside. I think Sparks saw him coming. They're 4 wide at this point. There's really not enough room for four trucks right there. The 9's going to go around. That's Peckin. Peckin going around as well. The 04, let's take another look at that here from a little bit different camera angle. All right, so you can see down the bottom of the racetrack, you can see Sparks and Raymond. Here comes the 97. I think that's... I still got to figure out who the 97 is. As he's down on the bottom of the racetrack, they make it 3 wide. Peckin's up on the outside. I think Sparks reacted to seeing the 97 on his inside, started to move up, didn't realize Raymond was still there. And around they go. Lucky there wasn't more cars involved in this. Here comes Menaces coming through in the 55. All right, we're going to get back to live time here. All right, Daniel Sparks going to wheel his way down to pit road. Let's see if we can find it. I'm still trying to figure out who the 97 car is. So here's Michael Sparks coming in. Cal also coming in down the pits. Raymond going to take advantage of pit stop here. All right, I'm going to figure this out here. All right, so we got the 10 here. This is Ryan Thompson in the 10 car. I'm still trying to figure out who that, so it looks like whoever it is. So it's Jacob Thornton. So Jacob Thornton in the 41. He's throwing a curveball at me tonight. He's actually in the 97. He's not being interviewed. Making my life difficult. Alright, Jacob. Appreciate you. I think he's carrying the Nexus Design colors for Tyler, because Tyler is not out there tonight. Alright. Mystery solved. We had 2 mysteries solved tonight. The lone cameraman, or the unnamed cameraman up on the top left was Joshua Raymond. Thank you to the chat. And the 97 is the 41 of Thornton. All right, we jump on board here. Looks like we got Everett taking a hit, taking a drink of some Coke, getting some refreshment. Mason thinks I think Mason's warming the tires up there, weaving the wheel back and forth. All right, green flag. I go this time by off of turn number, where we at? We're on the racetrack. We're going across the tri-oval, so we'll get around one more lap. We'll get back to racing here on lap 15 of 85. It's Trader, Nixon, Gagnon, Modric, Slagan. That's your top 5. Our big movers of the race. Where's our big movers? There we go. The biggest gainers of the race. Everett Larson up 10 spots. Everett Larson, I like cars. He's up 9 now. Steinbach, Raker, all up 9 spots. Gagnon up 8. Boomershine up 7. You see that a lot with Paul Boomershine. Does not qualify well, or chooses not to qualify well sometimes. The super speedways, he likes to start in the back. But he is now moving up through the field. We see that, like I said, 92 of Boomershine. Seems to do that often. All right, we're going to roll down into turn number 3. Green will fly this time by figured out in the race we did earlier that rhymed, and I keep saying it for some reason. So, all right, Nick Trader going to set the pace here off of 4 into the restart zone. We'll go green flag on lap number 16. Transistent Designs, Transistent Motorsports, number 56, led every single lap so far. He's got Nixon on his outside. Green flag is in the air once again. We are back to racing here at Texas for the Viking Construction Group Truck Series. Trader with a good run. He's got about 4 car lengths down at turn number 1. Gagnon right there now, the second. Gagnon is up 9 spots. Josh Gagnon has got himself a good truck tonight, and he is coming to the front. He's up to second. Nixon now back to third. Slagan to fourth. Moser's going to lose a spot here to Boyd. Boyd gets underneath the 71. This is for fifth. Boyd now up to fifth. Corbett Raker also trying to follow by. Up front, it is still the 56 of Nick Trader, but he now has Josh Gagnon right there behind him. Gagnon in the 79, the Southern Speed let's say Southern Speed diecast on the hood. It does. Southern Speed diecast sponsor, number 79, and Josh Gagnon, the GZ Racing, is right there with him. And we have got a line of about 15 cars all up here in the front. Nixon, Slagan, everybody with good pace right now early on. Slagan up 4 spots, started 8th, now up to 4th. He's trying to make up some ground on Nathan Nixon for 3rd. Boyd back to 5th. A little bobble there for Boyd. He caught the bottom of the apron right there. Just a little bit of a wiggle, but able to collect it. We're about 3 wide, but look at Bryce Dickman taking a look. Dickman looks to have some better speed there of Steinbach and Moser, but just can't find a way around, as they're basically 2 and 3 wide right there in front of him. Steinbach now to the outside. The 47 of Raker starting to fall back a little bit. Here comes Dickman. Watch the 30. Boyd down to the inside of Slagan. Can't make anything happen. Raker now back to the bottom. Steinbach way up on the outside trying to make something work. Dickman to his inside. Dickman started in 12th up to 8th right now. The big mover is Steinbach. He's up 11 spots. Started back in 20th. He's up to 9th. But he's losing a little bit of ground here. Here comes our point leader, David Sluter, down on the bottom of the racetrack in the 95. He is trying to get up here into the top 10. He's in 10th right now. Great shot down the back straightaway of our Viking Construction Group Western Racing League Truck Series. Up front, though, it's still Nick Trader. Nick has led every single lap. Josh Gagnon wants to change that. He's right there with him. And he's going to get down to the inside off of turn number 2, the 79, the 56. Gagnon with a good run off of 2. Trader with a little bit better run. He is going to carry the lead down the back straightaway. A shot from the chopper cam. Josh Gagnon's going to take the lead into 3. Trader's giving him space, but not a lot. Just enough to give him a truck width on the bottom. We're going to come across the line. Do we have a new leader? No, Trader back. Trader's going to lead us across the stripe. Trader still has led every single lap, and we're side by side for 1st and 2nd. We're side by side for 3rd and 4th. Nixon and Slagan now. Michael Boyd settled right there. We've got a great race up front. It is Nick Trader and Josh Gagnon going at it. Trader able to clear the nose of Gagnon. Gets down to the bottom of the racetrack in 3 and 4, but we're still side by side for 3rd and 4th. Slagan make contact off of 4. Nixon up the racetrack, gets into the 91 of Slagan. They're going to keep it going straight, though. Nixon's going to be able to clear the 91 to take that 3rd spot back away, going into turn number 1 and 2 right here. The 21 of Boyd. Boyd just looking for a way around. Look at Quentin Steinbach. Quentin's finding a little bit different line there on the outside of the racetrack that nobody else is running. You can see him way up on the outside through 3 and 4, through 1 and 2. Now down to the bottom of 3 and 4. Going to get a little bit loose. And that's going to let Dickman now get by him. So Quentin Steinbach trying to find a different line out there is working pretty well for him. Let's take a look. Let's look where Everett Larson is at in the 01. Everett also moving up. And Jacob Thornton in the 97 and involved in an earlier incident and almost involved in the second one as well. But he is now up. Where's he up? He's up 10 spots up to 12th right now in that 97/41 truck. And caution is out. Caution is out again for the second time. And it looks like it might be Michael Sparks. The 42 of Michael Sparks is going to go around. Let's jump on the truck with Michael and on the webcam of the 42. He's like, hey, leave me alone for a second. I got to do something. All right, let's go back and see if we can see what happened to Michael. So he's down there on the bottom. He's got the 25 to his inside. They come off. And it looks like maybe the 25 gets together. Who was that behind him there? The 51 of Wise. So that's a 25 of Bowman and Wise getting together right there in the background. Let's go back and take a little bit different angle and see if we can see what happened. So we can see Bowman down there on the bottom of the racetrack. And Wise just kind of drives it in there. I don't think... Let's look at that one more time here. I just don't think Bowman expected Wise to come charging up in there like that. So Bowman's on the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Wise. Bowman got a little bit loose, actually. And as Wise had a lot of momentum there in the middle of the racetrack, starts coming up, Bowman kind of comes up the racetrack, and that's the contact. That's going to send the 25 around into the outside wall. So Bowman got a little bit looser off the corner, cost him some, and just really lost some momentum. That allowed Wise to get to the outside, and they're going to make contact, and everybody is going to pit except for the 7 of Joshua Raymond. Joshua's going to stay out on the racetrack. We've got, let's see, we still have our webcam with Joshua, so let's take a look here. Jump in with Josh. Josh's out there on the racetrack all by himself right now, where everybody's pitting. So he pitted back on lap 14. Let's take a look at our pit stats here. So Raymond pitted back on lap 12. He's got 12 laps on those 4-year-old tires. Trader, 4-year-old tires. Yeah, Trader, Boyd, all taking 4. Zeller taking 2 tires, moves him up a few spots now with the 4th. Gagnon with 4 tires. Slagan as well. Everett Larson also took 2 tires, moved him up to 8th. Rem Wyatt also, our 2-tire taker, is going to be up to 11 spots. Some good moves right there. A little different pitch strategy here for most of these drivers. We're going to see how this pit cycle worked out here. We're still learning this little plug-in right here. So we've got drivers pitted back on lap 14. So it's showing, it's going to bring us all, as they come across the line, you can see, yeah, they're going to make that bigger. My buddy designed some of these things. I think he must have had it with a different resolution. But so you can see it in and out time. So you can see fastest car in and out. Looks like it was Trader with total pit time, total pit cycle of 2 minutes and 48 seconds. The big loser there was Raker, like 3:02. That's a new toy we're playing with. We'll see how that works out for the night. Get it dialed in, but we like to bring all kinds of different overlays and graphics and stuff you don't get to see in a lot of places. And that's all supplied by Shane Cochran at Collateral Damage Sports Network. If you use any of this software and you're looking for some stuff, check him out over on the SDK Discord. Looking for him in the marketplace. All these little toys that we have are supplied by Shane Cochran. We're going to go back to green flag racing. It's going to be Raymond now with the lead. Our second leader of the race, Nick Trader, had led every green flag lap. Raymond took over the lead here when we went to caution by staying out there on older tires. He's about 12 lap older tires for Raymond, so we're going to see how that plays out for him. All right, pace car is making his way down pit road. Green flag will fly. Green flag in the air for the 7 of Joshua Raymond. Trader to the outside. Michael Boyd with a good run down on the bottom. He's got Gagnon to his outside. That's a battle for 3rd and 4th right now. Boyd on the inside, Gagnon on the outside. Trader drops down to the bottom. He's going to look to the outside now off of turn number 2 of the 7 of Raymond. We're 3 wide. Boyd on the bottom, Raymond in the middle, Trader on the outside. It's 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway. Trader makes it by. Gagnon also gets by. It looks like that tire strategy of Raymond is not going to pay off. He is going backwards in a hurry. He's all the way back to 7th before we even complete a lap. And here's Michael Boyd and Nick Trader. 1 and 2 side by side for the lead. Gagnon and Slagan right there behind him, 3rd and 4th. And Michael Boyd now to the front. This might be the first race back. Oh, they're going to make some contact right there off of 2. Down the middle of the back straightaway, the 21 and the 56 get together, but they're going to keep it going straight. Nick Trader moving down the racetrack, pinching Michael Boyd down on that white line. You just got to give him a truck width groove. You don't have to give him the whole racetrack, and you can see how that paid off for Nick Trader. He's able to get a good run off of turn number 4. With that W sponsor number 21 coming back through 1 and 2. Michael Boyd still out in front. And as I was saying there before they made that little contact, I think this is Michael Boyd's first race back with the Western Race League in quite a while. He's showing a good run going here. Up 8 spots, started in 10th, up to 2nd. As we complete 30 laps of 100, 70 laps left to go. Trader with a good shove from Gagnon. Across the line, but not going to be enough as Boyd comes back at it on the bottom. We jump on board with the 79. As he's going to give the 21 a boot. They're trying to give him a little shove to go forward. They settle back down to the bottom. Trader back to the lead. Boyd to 2nd. Gagnon to 3rd. Slagan, Nixon, and Dickman. And look who's up to 7th. 7th start up into 7th right now. It is Everett Larson. Everett started back in 24th. He's now up to 7th. He's up 17 spots. But he's got the 71 of Modric right there is inside. That is side by side for 7th and 8th. Bryce Dickman also up, moving up through the pack. He's now up to 5th. He's got Slagan to his outside in the 91. Nixon takes a look to the inside of Boyd. Looks to make it 3 wide. It's Gagnon on the outside. Boyd on the bottom. Gagnon running a really wide line through 1 and 2. I thought that might give him some good momentum off the corner, but Boyd blocks him off by moving up in front and kind of kills that run he had going. We got 5 cars right here fighting it out for 2nd. Dickman, Slagan, and Gagnon now 3 wide. Gagnon was pinching down pretty tight right there. I'm not sure if he knew they were 3 wide at that point, but they made it through the corner. The Slagan and Dickman side by side once again. This 4th and 5th. Great racing going on here at Texas tonight. Trader looks to be the class in the field as he is now about 0.7 of a second out in front. Boyd still in 2nd. Nathan Nixon in 3rd. And then Slagan and Dickman still side by side. So let's take a look here at one of our new toys. So we can see the distance there between 1st and 2nd place. Nick Trader. Nixon in 2nd. Nixon's actually gaining a little bit. The gain in 12.7 seconds I don't think is correct, but you can see the lap time. Last lap, Nixon was a little bit quicker. So it looks like we might actually point. Yeah, he was a little bit faster, 39 hundredths of a second quicker than Trader that time by. So Nathan Nixon starting to reel in our leader a little bit at a time. You can see their last pit stop 10 laps ago. They both took 4 tires. This is a nice little graphic here for us to use. We'll use this throughout the night. But still Nick Trader out in front. Get a little side-by-side racing going back here. This is Dickman and Sluter. Sluter's moving his way up through here. Started back in 14th. Our point leader in the 95. He is now underneath Dickman. That is for 6th. Take a look here one more time at the 22 of Steinbach. He has got Rick Modric right there in front of him. Rick kind of falling back, started up in 3rd. He's now back to 5th. So our biggest mover of the race right now is Larson. He's up 14 spots, and unfortunately, we hate to have to report this, but our biggest, we don't want to call it loser, but unfortunately, that's really all we can call it, is Brady Zeller. Brady's now down 17. He was down 17 spots, but he made a good move. He's now up 14 spots, so as he is looking to get around Rim Wyatt in the 60. And Thompson, Ryan Thompson with a meatball flag, spun out into the infield. And that's going to stay green. We're going to go back and see if we can see what happened to Thompson, but the green flag is going to stay out. See if we can see what happened. Ryan Thompson off the racetrack. Looks like some contact with the 44 Wedekind. You can see parts flying off the car. Hard contact with the outside wall of Thompson. Surprised there wasn't a caution right there. Let's take a look at it one more time from another view. So by this time, the contact's already happened. And, oh, just a hard lick into the outside wall. All right, green flag still out after that incident with Ryan Thompson. Thompson going to find himself way into the pits. Landon Slagan making a good run. He's going to look underneath Nixon for second. Down the back straightaway. The 91 of Landon Slagan's been fast all season long. And he is now up to second. Makes that look pretty easy, getting by the 38 of Nixon there for second. Well, actually going on back here, back a little bit further through mid-pack here. We got the 77 of Nico Cipollini, Paul Boomershine in the 92, Brandon Cow in the 85. This is for 17th, 18th, and 19th. Peckin in the 9 after getting involved in that earlier caution. He's making his way back up through here. He's back up to 12th. He's got Mason only to his outside in the 35. Jacob Thornton in the 97 right there behind him. All right, jump on board here with Josh Gagnon. He's in the 4th spot, and he's just lost a little bit of ground. He was quick early. Seems to be losing a little bit of pace here about midway through this second stint. He's now got David Suter to the inside, and David's going to make that pass. This is for 5th. Gagnon fights back up on the outside, but I think it's a losing battle here as Suter's going to have the inside line into 3 and 4. Can he clear him off of 4? Gagnon fights back on the outside, but I think Suter's just got a little better truck right now. As I say that, they are side by side across the start finish line. Great battle going on here. Suter, Gagnon, Dickman right there behind that. Steinbach as well. Rick Modric in the 71 still up in the top 10 after starting 3rd. Side by side back here a little bit further. Also, and caution is out once again. And it looks like it's the 9 of Peckin. Peckin around. Going to make some contact with the outside wall. So you can see the 9 of Sean Peckin. Going to go around and bring out our caution for the 4th time here on lap 44. We'll see if we can go back and see what happened to Peckin. Down there, I need to, my free wind time is not going back far enough. Let's fix that here. You can see Peckin going around. All right, we'll take a look one more time, get a little bit different angle on it. I like this chopper view here when we do these replays, so we can kind of look down on it, see the whole picture. All right, so it looks like Only and Peckin get together, and I'm going to have to do what I hate doing, which is rewinding, because I'm just not getting where I want to be. All right, let's do that here real quick. You can see Peckin in the middle, Mason on the outside. Mason makes some contact with the back of Boyd in the 21, and it just kind of gets the truck loose. He's fighting, he turns down to the left and just catches the right rear quarter of Peckin. So that is going to send Peckin around for our 4th caution flag. All right, so it looks like we got a bunch of drivers going to take advantage of this caution. Going to come down pit road, all except for our 2 leaders. Nick Trader and Josh Gagnon going to stay out on the racetrack. Nico Cipollini is... All right, so we're going to step away for just a minute. Catch a word here from AI Chief. AI Chief Racing gives you real-time strategy, fuel calls, and a crew chief that actually tells you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. Drive smarter, race better, AIChiefRacing.com.
Now, driver, while the field gets sorted out and someone out there is still trying to find reverse, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a race and thought, man, I really wish someone in my headset would tell me what the hell is going on? Maybe you're running out of fuel. Maybe the leader is about to lap you. Maybe you just wrecked half the field and you're pretending it wasn't your fault. Well, driver, that's where I come in. AI Chief, your personal crew chief, race strategist, motivator, and occasionally the only voice of reason between you and the outside wall. With AI Chief you get live race strategy, fuel and pit calls, real-time race updates, savage coaching when you start doing something dumb, and trust me, based on what I've seen out there tonight, some of you really need the help. AI Chief doesn't just tell you when to pit, he tells you when to save fuel, when to push, and when to maybe, just maybe, stop trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. So if you're tired of racing blind, and you'd like a crew chief that actually knows what he's doing, head over to AIChiefRacing.com and let Chief get you sorted out. Because the only thing worse than wrecking is wrecking without knowing why. AI Chief, I've got your back. Now let's get back to the action.
We are back live once again. Thanks again for joining us tonight. I see we've got quite a few people out there on the stream. Chime in let us know who you think is going to win this race. We are not done this week though. Western Racing League here on a Tuesday night. We have tomorrow night off, and then Thursday night back here on the channel. I believe we're going to be bringing you. We're still talking about this one, but the 410 DOB 410 sprint cars early on Thursday night, and then also Thursday night. We'll have the Nitro Zone Truck Series brought to you by my buddy Ilham Irving. He'll be doing the coverage on Thursday night. And then Friday night, we're back for the Half Decent Racing League Xfinity Series. And then, once again, hopefully Saturday night, we'll be back for the JWRE Racing Money Racing Saturday Night Fever event. Do not miss that. That is a fun evening of racing on Saturday nights. Some of the best super speedway racers you're going to see. But right now, it is the Viking Construction Group Western Racing League Truck Series here at Texas. We've got 46 laps to get down, 54 to go. We're almost to the halfway point. We're going to come across the line. It is Nick Trader, Josh Gagnon. They did not pit. Either did Cipollini or Raker, so everybody else behind them did pit, so we're going to see how that plays out. They're about 19 lap older tires. So Nick Trader going to bring us to the line. Green flag in the air one more time. Nexus design sponsor here for Western Racing League. Trader gets a big lead here. About 4 or 5 car lengths. It's not really that big, but Gagnon to second. Cipollini still in third. Look back here, about 4th or 5th back. It is Steinbach and Slagan now side by side. Slagan down here on the bottom of the racetrack in the 91. He's got Sluters outside. Caution in the air once again. Looks like it might be involving, and that's not the camera angle we want to see for that, but we see Boyd sitting there around 51 or Wise also involved in this one. He was involved in one earlier. The second caution flag for Joshua Wise to be involved. So as we say, Michael Sparks with the meatball flag. So as we say all the time, cautions breed cautions, and we got caution in the air for the 5th time here. We're going to go see if we can see what happened. And that's Wise doing that angle for me. All right, Wise here in the middle, Zeller down on the bottom of the racetrack. I got a feeling this might have happened up in front of him. Zeller, Boomershine. I can see Boomershine checking up, so I think it's already happening up in front of this. It is. So let's go back a little further. Oh, we got the 60 truck upside down of Wyatt. Wyatt going for a ride down the back straightaway. Let's go back a little further here for this one. So let's keep an eye on Wyatt. It looks like may have centered around him. He's got Boomershine right there in front. Let's look up a little bit further here. Who's that up in front? We see Only and Cal. So it looks like Cal might have been involved in this one as well. So let's just let this play through here. I saw Boyd getting sideways. Cal gets sideways right there. And it's just a reaction of Cal getting sideways, Boyd getting, everybody kind of checking up, losing some momentum. Only comes up and collects Sparks. Sparks with a hard hit on the inside of the wall right there. Let's go back here and take a look one more time with the from the 60s view here of Wyatt. All right, so let's watch the 60 right here. So he's down in the bottom of the race. Got Boomershine in front of him. You can see Boyd right there get sideways in front of him. Let's just keep an eye on the 60 and see what happens to get him upside down. You can see Cal, and it just comes. Boyd's gonna just catches him right there. Boyd just kind of came down and caught him right there in the right rear, and the 60 goes for a ride up on the hood of the 85 of Cal. And he just slides down the back chute on his roof. right. So let's see if Trader or Gagnon decide to pit this time. Cipollini right there. See if he pits as well. They did not pit that last caution. They pitted back on lap 26. First driver to pit on that last caution at lap 45 was Slade on that just a couple of laps ago. So we're going to come across the line. This will be the halfway mark. 50 laps down, 50 laps left to go. Under caution once again for the 5th time here at Texas for the Viking Construction Group Western Racing League Truck Series. And Trader and Gagnon are going to stay out there on the racetrack. Just jump in with our webcam drivers here. Joshua Raymond, Nathan Nixon up in the top right. Nathan just doesn't look very happy right now. Where's Nathan out in the field? Nathan's back in 7th. Mason Only also on the cam. Michael Sparks with some heavy damage in that last caution. Mason also looks a little frustrated right now. It looks like he is in the pits. Brady Zeller and Everett Larson, thank you guys all for sharing your webcams, bringing us into your homes. We got Brady down there yawning. Brady looks bored. Focus up, Brady. Get back up there, buddy. Where are you at on the racetrack? Brady's back there in 21st. You got some ground to make up. All right. Green flags. It looks like it's going to go this time by. Lights are out on the pace car. We're rolling to turn number 3 with single file restart this time as we did not get a lap completed. Let's take a look at our lap leaders real quick. 3 different leaders. Traders led 48. Raymond 2. Boyd led a lap a little bit early on. Actually, about after our 2nd or 3rd caution, Michael Boyd got a lap led. But it's going to be Nick Trader bringing us to the line one more time. Green flag will fly. Oh, contact right there. Looks like it may have been a brake check or something, but I'm not sure what happened. Gagnon just came to a stop. We were coming to the line. I'm trying to get back on the 79. He is stopped on the inside of the racetrack. Joshua Wise with the black flag. Caution is not flown yet. It looks like we're going to stay green while Josh Gagnon's truck just sits in the grass on the infield. Green flag is going to stay out. I am not sure what happened to Gagnon, but I'm not sure if he disconnected or what happened there, but as you can see, he is now towed to the pits. Let's go back and see if we can take a look at that restart and see what happened from Gagnon. So we're coming up here. Let's just go to real speed. As we see the 79 and the 56 are kind of come off of turn number 4. Pace car's already pulled in. And he just comes to a stop. Tries to pull off the racetrack, but so I'm not sure what happened there to Josh, but unfortunate there for people behind him. But we're going to stay green flag racing. All right, so that let Trader get away a little bit. Gagnon with a meatball flag, of course, but I think he may be done anyway. Schlagen at 3rd. Nixon now takes a look underneath Schlagen for that 2nd spot. Head through 3 and 4. Nixon's going to clear the 91 easily. David Sluter now up to 4th. He started back in 14th, up 10 spots. David's got a really good truck. He's coming to the front. Does he have anything for Nick Trader? Cipollini, Raker now. Raker's going to move up a spot. He's underneath the 77 of Cipollini. And look at Trader. Trader is on the oldest tires of anybody in the top 4 right now. He pitted back on lap 26. Nixon pitted just a few laps to go back on lap 45, so he's got about 19 laps, fewer laps on his tires than Trader does, but Trader's still showing some good pace. Nixon right there with him. We jump on board with the 38 of Nixon. He's going to look down to the bottom off of turn number 2. He has got the line. Trader has nothing to fight with. He has to move up out of the way. They're side by side down the back straightaway. They're going to roll into turn number 3. Here comes Nixon. Nixon with the lead, and look at the 95. David Sluter is not done. He has got a fast truck, and he's up to 3rd right there behind Nixon. He actually has the fastest truck in these top 3 right now, it looks like, but he just doesn't have anywhere to go. He is stuck behind right now the 38 of Nixon as they're going to clear the 95 the 56 of Trader off the corner. I don't think David Sluter's done yet. I think he has got the best truck on the racetrack right now. Looking at the last time by, David Sluter was 0.4 of a second faster than anybody on the racetrack. And he is trying to bring along the 91 of Slagan right there behind him. But David Sluter looking to take the lead here. 57 laps down, 43 left to go. Nixon, Sluter, Slagan, that's your top four. Then it's a little ways back to Keith in fifth. We're going to keep an eye on this battle up front because here comes David Sluter. Looks to the inside. Nixon a little bit off the bottom. Did not quite open up that inside line enough for him to sneak in there. They're going to come across the trial with a complete lap number 58. 42 to go. Take a look back here a little bit further. Look at Scotty Larson. He's battling out here with Steinbach. Scotty started way up front, fell back, trying to move back up. Cipollini's up 20 spots, up to 11th. Nixon actually making a little separation. I really thought David Sluter was going to run him down when he got clear of Nick Trader. But he is now falling back a little bit. Nixon actually a little bit faster last time by about 1/10 of a second. All right, single file about the top 5 cars. Let's see if we can find you some action here on the racetrack. We take a look a little bit further back. Look at Cal way back there in the back of the screen, making a base of action down to the left. Here's Everett Larson and Corbett Raker. This is for 8th and 9th. Larson's going to clear the 47 off of turn number 4. Everett now up 16 spots. Started 24th update. He's got a good run going. He picked up a win here a couple weeks ago now at this point. He's trying to get himself up, back up into the podium spot here. He's up to 8th right now. Take a look back here at Joshua Wise in the 51. He is battling out the Boomershine. He's been involved in a couple incidents, but he's still out there fighting it. Michael Boyd got led a lap in this race. He's back to 14th. He's gotten involved in a little bit of a caution a little bit ago, but he is fighting his way back up there. He looks to have a good truck, but he's now mired kind of back here in the middle of the pack. Victor Keith in the 48 makes his way around Slagan for 4th. He's got the 56 of Trader right there in front of him. Victor Keith now moving up. He's going to take that 3rd spot away pretty easily by Nick Trader. Nick's got a little bit different tire strategy. He's still going to have to pit one time. I'm guessing maybe everybody has to pit at least one more time. I don't think we can go 51 laps on a tank of fuel here at Texas. I'd be surprised. But look at this. David Sluter is going to take the lead away from Nathan Nixon. We're going to see if we can go back and find that on our... I was going to try to find it on my replays here, but here we go. We're going to go back here and take a look at this pass as we were looking throughout the rest of the field. You can see Sluter closing in on the back of Nixon. Looks to the outside through the triover section. He's going to make this pass on the outside, heading down to turn number 1. David Sluter is going to get around Nixon. He's able to clear him through 1 and 2 right here. Take the lead off of 2, so a nice move there from David Sluter on the outside, and Nathan Nixon to take the lead. All the way up from 14th starting spot back to live time now. Sluter and Nixon starting to check out a little bit. Victor Keith now made his way to 3rd. Let's look at our lap times. The last time by, fastest truck on the racetrack was the 2nd place running Nathan Nixon at a 30.935. which was about 1/10 of a second faster than our leader. All right, we'll take a look back a little further back. Here's Michael Boyd in 12th in the 21. He's trying to get back to the front where he was earlier. He's got the 22 of Steinbach to his outside. Larson and Jacob Thornton right there in front of him as well. He's trying to make his way up through here. We're trying to find a battle on the racetrack. Here's Dickman now. Dickman's going to make his way around Slagan. That is for 4th. And here comes the 01 of Everett Larson. Everett Larson coming up through the field. He is up to 5th. Up 19 spots. Got a great run going on here for the 01 of Larson. Did not qualify well, but he has got a good truck underneath him here late in this race. We got 34 laps left to go. Don't keep your eyes on the 01. I was gonna say don't keep your eyes. That's not right. Keep your eyes on the 01. He's coming to the front, and Sluder still right there with Nixon. He's not able to shake him. He got around Nixon pretty easily. It looks like Mason only may be out of this race. Like Mason and maybe Michael Sparks both. Michael in the pits, like Mason going to be done. Mason closes off his camera for us. Thanks, Mason, if you're out there, buddy, for sharing. Good fight here for the lead. Sluder and Nixon, 1 and 2, and they are nose to tail. They're coming up on the 60 truck. That looks like the 60 of Rem Wyatt up there in front of him with some heavy damage. Nixon's got some good pace right there. He is not letting go of the back bumper of David Sluder in the 95. But they have driven away. It's about a second and a half back to Victor Teeth in third. Jump on board here with Nixon down the back straightaway. I'm guessing pit stops are going to have to start here again pretty soon. And as I say that, here comes the 56 of Nick Trader, who's led the most laps in this race. He is going to pit under green here. He is going to lose a lap as our leaders go by him on the outside right there. So Trader, a little bit different pit strategy. He needs this race to stay green if he is going to get back on the lead lap. Watch the 56 making his way out of the pits now. He is currently the first truck a lap down, so he's got to stay in that spot if a caution comes out. All right, thanks for staying here so late with us. I know it's midnight on the East Coast if you're out there watching. It's only 9 o'clock on the West Coast, Ryan, so it's not too late. Appreciate you spending your evening with us here at DRSN. My name's Chris Murphy, bringing you the coverage of the West. And caution is out. Caution seems to come out every time I try to do a commercial of some kind. It looks like it might be. See, Raymond may be involved here. Let's see if we can figure out who. Looks like we got a pileup on the back straightaway. I see the 13 of Larson. I see Stein. I'm not sure who's coming in there with a head of steam. Car stopped on the racetrack. It looked like it might have been the 55 of Menaces. That was what we call an arc brake. Let's see if we can see what happened. I see Larson, maybe Zeller involved. All right, let's stop here, right here, and I get on the right car. See if we can find a good camera angle. There we go. All right, so we got Larson on the bottom of the racetrack. It looks like the 97 up right in front of him. And that is not such a great camera angle. And Larson looks like he just might have drifted up the racetrack, got into the 91, checked up, and then Boyd gets into his left rear quarter. That sends the 13 around the racetrack. Scotty just kind of lets off the brakes there a little bit, rolls down the racetrack, collects Cal, collects the 18 of Zeller. And then here comes the 55. I don't know. I don't think Menaces saw him crashing up there in front of him. Let's go back and take a look at that one more time here. Let's take a look from Menace's view here. Let's jump on board of him as he comes into this. So we can see up there, he's got nobody in front of him. Just trying to see what's going on here with Ian. He comes off of turn number 2. Cal sees him crashing right there, and Menaces doesn't really see him piled up there and just comes in there. Luckily, does not get into any more. Make any more contact than he did. So you can see right here, so Scotty kind of moves up, gets into the 91. At the same time, Boyd pushed up the racetrack, got into the left rear quarter of Scott. One more time, shoves him up the racetrack and around. He drifts down the racetrack. Here comes the 47, just barely missing. McCall in 85 with hard contact. 16 of Wood also getting collected. Here comes Zeller. He is going to get into it. I see Wise down on the bottom also. So we are under caution now. Get back to live time. I think we replayed that one enough. 6 caution flag here on lap 72. And let's see, did Nick get back on the lead lap? I think Nick is going to be the lucky dog. So fortunate pit timing right there for Nick Trader. He is going to be the lucky dog. He is going to go around and get his lap back. Everybody else is going to have to pit in front of him. I'm not sure how that's going to play out. Is he still going to have to, since he was a lucky dog, does he still have to stay behind the lead lap cars? We're going to see how this work plays out here to see if anybody else pits. Everett Larson actually going to come out of the pits with the lead. The Trader gets his lap back, but he's way back here in 15th, so actually not a good timing pit stop for him as the caution came out, so that's going to hurt Nick. He was up front for most of the day. He's now back to 15th, and our leader now is the 01 of Everett Larson. Wave around there for the 60 of Wyatt. Jumping with our webcams here. Let's get everybody on here. So Raymond, Nixon, Sparks, Zeller, and Larson. Let's see if we can jump in the cockpit here with Nathan Nixon. So you can see Nathan up in the top right-hand corner. We're also in the truck with him. Nathan with a spare wheel on the wall. Appreciate you guys once again sharing the cams with us. Brady's still yawning. Brady, I think it might be getting late for Brady. He needs to get some beauty rest. Every time I go from he's yawning. All right, we're gonna roll through 3 and 4. Green flag will fly off of turn number 4. Been an adventurous evening so far for the Western Racing League. 6 caution flags. Let's take a look at our recap here. So we've had 6 cautions for 17 laps, 4 lead changes. Current leader is Everett Larson in the 01. I think we've had more than 4 lead changes. We've had 6 different leaders, so that stat has not been accurate here for a while, so we're going to ignore that. All right, green flag's going to fly off for Everett Larson. Going to bring us to the line. He's got David Sluter in the 95 is outside. It looks like Larson took 2 tires, while Sluter took 4, so let's see how that plays out here on this restart. Nixon right there as well. Also the 48 of Victor Keith. So Larson able to get the lead, drop down to the bottom, but I think he's got quite as much momentum because that's actually slowing up Sluter. Allows Nixon to get around their back. It goes Thornton. He's going to go around. We got the big one on the back straightaway. Wood involved, Boomershine involved, Menesis. I see the 47 involved in this, a breaker. Trader, I think Trader got a little contact with that right front fender. Looks like some diving. Peckin. Slagan involved, Sparks. Everybody's involved in this one. About the last half of the field for the most part. Let's go back and see if we can see what started this. I got to try to figure out where it started at. So let's go up here a little further. I think Raymond was involved, so we're going to see way up here to the 7 car. Let's see if we can get about half speed here. All right, so how's this play out so I can see it's happening up in front of this group because I see Trader up there as well. All right, I'm trying to figure out where it started at. So we got the Y's up on the outside, Boomershine in the middle. It looks like Slagan on the bottom, and that's happening in front of this group. So it's happening up there a little further up. And I'm trying to get on the right car, so let's just rewind this a little bit. And I hate rewinding, but what else choice do I have at the moment? So they're 3 wide right there. So you can see Thornton on the bottom. It looks like Cal in the middle. Maybe Dickman to his outside. And the 85 and the 97 make contact, and then just right there, all hell breaks loose. Boyd coming into the picture. Cipollini also getting involved. Raymond actually gets woed up right there. Let's take a look at that from the in-car roof cam of the 56 of Trader. You see how much damage he takes in this. We're riding along here with the 56. He's back. We're kind of in the middle of the pack. This all happens right in front of him. He sees him crashing, trying to get woed up. He makes a little bit. He actually gets hard contact actually from the right front. And he's going to make a little more contact right there at the end of this. So Nick led quite a few laps in this race, but now the off-time pit stop put him back in the back of the field. He gets involved in his caution. We've got a bunch of drivers now on pit road. will look like about a dozen trucks involved in that one. So we're going to go around one more time. We're going to take a quick break, have a quick word here from Admin Box. Use the code DRSN-box, BOXX, for a discount on your order. We're going to be right back. Alright, we're back live. Western States Racing League. My name is Chris Murphy with DRSN, bringing you all the coverage of the Vikings Construction Group Western Racing League Truck Series all season long. We got 77 laps down, 22 laps left to go. Nathan Nixon now out in front. We've actually got a webcam here with Nathan, so we're gonna jump on board with Nathan here on this restart. So Nathan gonna bring us to the line. He will. Green flag is in the air. The 38 of Nathan Nixon's got the 95 of Sluter all over the back of him. Going through the gears. Nathan's made his way to the front of the pack. He started outside the front row. He's now leading this race off of turn number 2. Nixon, Sluter, Keith, Modric. That's your top 4. And then look at the gaggle of cars back here through the middle of the pack. Like we've only got 21 cars on the racetrack, or actually 20 cars on the racetrack right now. We started with 31, we've lost 11 cars, and up front it is still Nixon and Sluter. They've been the class of the field. Nick Trader led quite a few laps earlier, but caution is out once again. Caution is out one more time with the 55 of Menace involved. It looks like maybe Dickman also involved in this one, and maybe Cipollini. Maybe not. So it looks like Menace. Looks like maybe a one-car deal here. So let's see if we can see what happened to Ian Menace. Up on the outside of Cipollini. He's got Slagan coming up on him. Slagan on his outside. They're 3 wide right here at this point. They come off the corner. Let's see what happens to the 55. The 55's coming down the racetrack. Cipollini's coming up. And around goes the 55, makes some contact. It looks like the 92 of Boomershine going to get involved in it as well. So only Menace came to a stop. Boomershine with some contact there, looked like with the right front of the truck. So definitely some damage on the 92. As we are under caution now for the, I believe, 7th or 8th caution flag here at Texas. We started off pretty clean, but once the cautions start, they just kind of keep piling up on top of each other. Alright, we've got 20 laps left to go. I'm guessing we're going to have about 18 or 19 left when we go back to green flag racing at this point. So let's take a look here at our last pit stop. So it looks like back about 8 laps ago. Nixon, everybody taking 4 tires up front. Zeller only took fuel only. That got him up into the top 7. Right now he is still in 7th. Lap leaders, 6 different leaders. Nick Trader has led 53. Sluter has led 12, Nixon with 10, Larson has led 3, Raymond 2, and Boyd have all led a lap in this race. Let's look at our wrench wranglers, as we call it, repairs. Michael Sparks, 7 minutes of repairs. Is he still in this race? Michael is actually still sitting in the pits right now, getting repaired. Let's see here. Let's see, what's Michael doing for sitting in the pits for 7 minutes? So Michael's just kind of hanging out with us here. He's still getting some repairs done. So he is leading the wrench wranglers here with over 7 minutes worth of repairs. Rem Wyatt with 4. Schaub with over 4 as well. Raymond with 3 minutes worth of repairs. So a lot of drivers taking some damage here tonight. That is our wrench wranglers. So let's see if we can take a look here at David Sluter in the 95. There's his season stats on the year. He's leading the point standings. No wins, 4 top 5s, 4 top 10s for David Sluter in the CS Motorsports. We have our little teammate graphic too to get the plays. We're going to play with all kinds of stuff. So CS Motorsports, David Sluter, Cipollini, both in the top 10. We got B&W Racing here with Everett Larson in 6th, Zeller in 7th. OGRL, Modric, and Cal 4th and 24th. So Cal out of this race. Now we're going to play around with a little bit more later. We're going to get back to green flag racing here. Actually, no, it looks like we're going to go around one more time. So there's more of our fancy graphics we got here. The motor Mooselander Racing, Steinbach, Meneses, Sparks, and Sparks. So I think Steinbach and Meneses are the only 2 drivers left in this race. WDF Motorsports with Joshua White and Ryan Thompson. Michael Boyd Racing. Michael Boyd, he is out of this race back in 21st. JK Racing, Bryce Dickman and Andrew Bowman. Bryce with a good top 5 run. Bowman is done for the night in the garage. Vortex Motorsports of Landon Slagan. We got Brewer Motorsports with Jacob Thornton and Tyler Brewer. Tyler did not start the race. He's back in 32nd. I think he's doing racing. All right, so let's get back out onto the racetrack. All right, we got lots of toys to play with, so we're just gonna show them off while we got some caution plays going on. So we have some more stuff coming your way here later on when we get some more stuff set up. As we get back to racing here for the Western Racing League, get back to about, I think it's about 4, like I said, about 4 or 5 weeks of races in a row with no time off. Okay, let's see that schedule right there. Let's see. Oh, that's the other. That's different. All right. Green flag will fly off to turn number 4. Nathan Nixon going to bring us to the line. David Sluter, Victor Keith. That's your top 3. Here on lap 83. We have 17 laps left to go as we green flag flies one more time. After 8 cautions here tonight at Texas. Nixon, Sluter, Keith, Modric, Dickman. That's your top 5 right now. And they are single filed here on that single file restart. 17 laps left to go for Nathan Nixon. We're going to keep an eye on Nick Trader. He's mired back here in the 16th spot. He's got some damage on the, yeah, he's got a lot of damage on the truck. I don't think Nick's going to make his way back up to the front. So the 56, just trying to put some laps in there, get some points. He had a really good truck earlier in this race, but a little bit different pit strategy. Put him in a bad spot after that caution flag came out and put him to the back, and he got involved in that caution. So up front right now, it is Nixon, Sluter, and Keith, and it looks like it's come down to these top 3 right now. Is Modric and Dickman kind of falling back just a little bit, a couple of car lengths. Everett Larson up to 6. Everett's had a good truck. Watch Dickman right there on the inside of the 71. Dickman trying to get to 4th. Bryce Dickman with a good run down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Can he clear the 71 of Modric? He is going to do that. So Bryce Dickman now up 8 spots. Our big mover of the race, so is still Everett Larson up 18 positions. He's right there. He is, the 01 is coming here. He has still got a good truck. And he is trying. He made a pit stop here back on lap 76, so he's got some fresh tires. Watch the 01 coming up through this field. He's up to 6. He has set his sights on the 71 of Modric. Now he looks to the inside to come across the line. There's only 14 laps left to go. Everett Larson has got the freshest tires on the racetrack, and he is showing some pace right there. But here comes Sluter down to the bottom of Nixon. This is for the lead. The 95 of David Sluter side by side down the back straightaway. Dickman down to the inside of Keith, who are side by side for 1st and 2nd and 3rd and 4th. We have got 5, 6 trucks right up front. 6 truck battle here for the lead, basically. Zeller also trying to stick his nose into it for 7. So we got 7 trucks up here in this lead pack. Basically, almost 3 wide right there between Dickman, Keith, and Larson. Larson thought the better, but backed out of it. Dickman still down to the bottom. He just can't quite clear the 48. Modric back into the picture here in the 71. Nixon's going to fight off that battle from Sluter. They both get a little bit looser off of 4. David gets a little bit better run down the front straightaway. They're drag racing to turn number 1. Nixon led at the line, but looks like Sluter's going to lead into turn number 1. 3 wide for third. Larson, Dickman, and Keith. A great battle for third right here. It's a great battle up front here. 7 trucks right now with a chance to win it. It's still anybody's race at this point. Last time around, who was the fastest car on the racetrack? It was your leader by about 1/10 of a second. Larson's still trying to get it around Modric there. This is for 5th. Sluter's cleared. Nathan Nix for the lead. Here comes Victor Keith now looking underneath to stick around Nixon for 2nd. So David Sluter has found his way to the front. Our points leader, Victor Keith, now to 2nd. Dickman trying to follow him by. Nixon, almost a little contact right there. Nixon starts to come down the racetrack. I don't think he saw Dickman was up alongside of him. Just a little slight contact there off the corner. They're able to keep it straight. Nixon now falls back to 4th. Dickman to 3rd. Modric coming back on the bottom of Nixon. So Nixon falling back here. He led on the restart, but he's got caught in that outside line, and it's not worked out very well for him. He's now falling back to 5th. He may fall back to 6th before this is over, because here comes Everett Larson trying to follow the 71 of Modric. But up front, it is Victor Keith reeling in the 95 of David Sluter. Through 3 and 4, going to come across the line. There'll be 8 laps left to go here with the Western Racing League Truck Series here at Texas. It has been a good one. Sluter, Keith, Dickman, Nixon right there as well. It's out 4 cars right up here. Larson not out of this yet either, back in 5th. Take a look back here a little further back. Got the 91 of Slagan fighting it out with Wedeking. This is back here for 13th and 14th. We're going to get back up front because here comes Keith. Here comes Dickman on the outside. Bryce Dickman, our Angels Camp, California driver, he has found something here late in this race. He is looking to get around Keith for 2nd. They're side by side through 1 and 2. Look at Dickman using up their whole racetrack. He is going to get a great run off of 2. Here comes the 30 of Bryce Dickman trying to get by Victor Keith for 2nd. He has got him cleared heading into 3. Can he drop down to the bottom of the racetrack? He is going to do just that. Keith now back to 3rd. Nixon back to 4th. He is up on the outside of Victor Keith. Larson still right there in 5th. We got 3 cars battling out for 3rd, 4th, and 5th now, all right there together. David Sluter with the lead, but here comes Bryce Dickman. Dickman just a little quicker that last time by, about 100th of a second. 3 wide back here. Nixon back to 3rd. Larson to 4th. Keith now falling back to 5th. Zeller right there with him as well. We come off of turn number 4 across the line. This time it's going to be David Sluter. We got 5 laps left to go. Going to come up on the lap truck of Peck in there in the 9 with some heavy damage. Larson to the inside of Keith. This is for 4th, but look at the lead right now. Bryce Dickman last time by was about 0.03 of a second faster. Does he have anything for David Sluter? Can he find a way around? It's one thing catching him. It's another thing passing him. One more time across the line. 4 to go for David Sluter. Started back in 14th. Made his way up 13 spots to the lead. Dickman with a little bit different line. I think it might have hurt him that time. Let's see what kind of momentum he gets off the corner. Be a really good time to use our verses. We can look at the last 5 laps. Bryce Dickman faster on every single lap. He is gaining about 0.05 of a second per lap. According to this, he's going to catch him in 3 laps, which would be the last lap for the race. But we're going to keep an eye on this battle. Dickman actually falling back there a little bit. That line, maybe using up that right front tire just a little too much. He lost a little bit of ground that time by. It's not over with yet. He's see Larson there on the outside. Got to put another lap on the 13. Nixon now. Nixon's found a little more pace here in the last few laps. He is caught back up to the leaders. This is going to be a 3-truck race here with 2 laps left to go. Sluter, Dickman, Nixon, that's your top 3. Victor Keith trying to get in there. Watch Dickman moving up the racetrack through the center of the corner. Gets a good run off. That allows him to gain some momentum, but actually Nixon is going to sneak up alongside. That may take away Dickman's line. Dickman able to get back to the bottom. He is going to stay down in the bottom through 3 and 4 this time, but Sluter still out in front across the line. White flag flies for the 95 of David Sluter. Dickman doing everything he can to reel him in to try to bring home the win here tonight. Keith looks underneath Nixon for 3rd. They're side by side rubbing fenders. Larson comes by on the outside, 3 wide there for the 3rd spot. Larson's going to get 2 for 1. He gets by Nixon and Keith for the 3rd spot. David Sluter with a big lead, 5 car lengths here off of turn number 4. He is going to come across the line, bring home the win here at Texas. Dickman 2nd, Larson in 3rd, Nixon 4th, Keith in 5th. Brady Zeller with a good run into 5th. Rick Modric won his better runs in quite a while, out to 7th. Quentin Steinbach 8th. And Joshua Raymond with a good run is going to come home in the top 10 and 9th. And then 10th, Joshua Wise, after getting involved in a couple incidents earlier, is going to come home in the 10th spot. A great run for David Sluter. He had a good truck all night long. Comes home with the win. Let's bring up our webcams one more time before they shut them off. We're saying thank you guys for jumping on board. Michael Sparks, Joshua Raymond, Nathan Nixon, Brady Zeller, Everett Larson. Thanks guys for sharing the cams with us. Really appreciate it. As we watch the 95 of David Sluter celebrating on the front straightaway here, bringing home the win. Let's see if we can find our Discord here and see if anybody's in there yet. All right, David Sluter with a win here at Texas Motor Speedway. Let's go back and watch that last lap one more time. Let's watch this battle here for 3rd with Larson, Nixon, and Keith. So we're gonna see Keith get a run underneath Nixon heading into the corner. That makes Nixon gets him out of his line. They make a little bit of contact right, and look at the 0-1 of Larson up on the outside with a great run. Takes advantage of Keith and Nixon making some contact. Gets himself up to 3rd. Larson definitely our big mover, up 21 spots after starting in 24th. So let's see if we've got anybody in the waiting room here. Let's see if we can find David Sluter. At the line, it's going to be David Sluter coming home with the win. All right, let's get David up here with us. David, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I can hear you.
Let me see. Can I hear you? Oh, all right. You know what? A little adventurous tonight. I don't think any of us expected as many cautions as we had tonight here in Texas, but some fantastic racing. You started back in 14th, not the qualifying you're usually accustomed to, but kind of tell us how your evening went.
You know, up and down. I've never been good at qualifying or actually, racing this track in general. It's usually one of my worst tracks. So I was expecting to, qualify mid-pack somewhere. But was able just to, stay out of the messes and just make the moves when they counted, I guess.
Well, you came in with the points lead. You're definitely going to extend it here You had a few battles there throughout. I mean, Nick looked really good until getting involved in an incident. I think Michael Boyd looked pretty strong there for a little while too. But and it came down to it. You were out in front when you needed to be. And actually, I think Nathan had a good truck there for a while. Tell us about that battle there towards the end of the race.
Yeah, I mean, Texas is unique. Basically from, exit of 2 all the way to 1, you're flat out. So, if you're the truck behind, you just need to make sure you get a good entry and exit of 2, and you can kind of get in the lead, and then you just need to focus on your exits um, on 2 throughout the rest of the race when you're leading. And most of the time, it works. I mean, it worked for me somehow. So, but they definitely put up good fights. I honestly thought Bryce was gonna get to me there at the end.
Well, you came out with a point lead. Did not have a victory on the season, so good job on your first win of the season. And I don't know if you're the same as me, but we've kind of had some long breaks here and there for the Western Racing League, so it's going to be good to get back into running about 4 or 5 weeks in a row, starting next Tuesday night.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It's gonna be fun to finally get to race in this every week. Hopefully, that kind of helps with our caution situation that we've had been happening. So hopefully that kind of fixes that. I'm not saying it will, but there's hope.
Well, congrats on the win. Anybody else you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
No, just thanks to you and Viking Construction Group for getting this all together for us.
All right, brother. Well, good luck, whatever else you got going on, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thanks, man.
All right, let's see if we can find our second place finisher. Is this Bryce? Bryce, are you there?
You still got David. You moved the
Oh,
wrong
I moved the
person.
wrong person. Let's see here. All right, Bryce Dickman, are you there, buddy?
I am here. I can hear you.
Okay, well, I thought you could hear me a minute ago, but I guess I messed that up. So, hey, you know what? You started back there, back in 12th. You kind of all the way throughout the pack. Let's see. I got my little chart right here. Let's see where you were. So you fell all the way back. Only about. Actually, you never were as low as your starting spot was the 12th. So you kind of hung around up towards the front for most of the day. Kind of tell us what you saw.
Yeah, I thought I ran a good qualifying lap, so I figured that's where I was in pace. And then as soon as the race started, I just felt like our car was really quick. So I kept making passes and moving up, and I got lucky with some trouble. Never avoided all the trouble. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, 8 caution flags. One thing we talk about sometimes when you get a race that has multiple cautions like this, just kind of how what the challenge of kind of keeping your focus out there. You just get your kind of momentum going, and a caution comes out.
Yeah, it definitely breaks your rhythm, but I don't know. I felt for once actually pretty decent on the restart, so I was confident. I just wanted more laps so I could make passes. Can't make any passes unless you get a good stint. It's hard to pass here.
Well, I actually thought you might have had something for David there at the end. You had a little bit different line than anybody else was running. You were letting the car kind of drift up to the center of the corner, which was giving you a good run off. But in the end, did it kind of use up that right front a little bit on you?
I think so. Yeah, it was giving me a huge run, and because it's just so hard to pass. So getting a nose on them so I could be on the inside for 3 and 4 was huge. And then just for some reason, Dave was the only one out of everybody that I couldn't get a run on that back stretch. So props to him. He probably was taking it easy and saving his tires the whole way while I'm trying my hardest to catch up to him.
Well, good. It seems like every time I cover a race that you're in, we end up talking up here. So I know we've got another little Mazda race coming up next week as well. So hopefully we'll see you then. But before we get you out of here tonight, anybody else you want to give a thanks to?
Yeah, absolutely. Brady for sure. He actually sponsored this race for me. I didn't own Texas up until about 2 hours ago. So Brady, and then I had a couple fans watching. My my grandma and my girlfriend were watching, so I gotta shout them out for cheering me on.
Well, give them a call. Tell them make sure they subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, I will. I will.
All right, brother. Well, good job tonight. I'm sure we'll see you again next week, and good luck whatever else you got going on this weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You bet. All right, we're gonna get one more interview going here. We're gonna bring in Everett Larson. Everett, are you there, buddy?
Yep.
All right, we got you on the cam too, so behave yourself. I'm just saying. All right.
Okay.
All right, good job tonight, man. You qualified. I'm gonna have to just put it bluntly, man. You qualified very poor, my friend.
Yeah, I don't really know how to qualify here that good. I most of the time have a decently strong run by the end, but I never qualify good here.
Well, I mean, you made the most of it. Crawled your way all. I mean, by halfway through the race, you're up there in the top 10. We're kind of watching a replay right now. That last lap. Tell us what you saw on that last lap with Nathan and Victor right in front of you.
Uh, really, honestly, I kind of saw a window just opened on the outside right through there. I just went down in there and I got on the brakes a bit early, and then got on the gas also a bit early, and just got it out of the turn as best as I could through there. Just really, it was just a perfect scenario for the last lap. Just because two cars are battling and they're like focusing on each other, not me. So I just came out of nowhere and just Batista bombed it around the top and somehow got the job done.
Well, good job, man. I mean, you definitely the big mover of the race. Started back in 24th, up 21 spots. It seems like every week you got a good truck. You run up towards the front. What are we can expect from you next week?
Hopefully something about this around the same. Just I'm really gonna have to qualify much better next week because it's Watkins Glen, and there's no cautions and there's no second chances. So you just have to be consistent all day, and just try to run towards the front and save your stuff basically.
Well, thanks for reminding me about the road course. I kind of forgot about that. All right, now I know you are by far the most prepared person we interview, besides some of the pro drivers we do. But I know you got your notes right there in your hand. I can see them already. So before you go, man, who do you want to give a shout out to?
I want to thank you for putting on the live stream, and I want to thank my mom and dad for watching it through. Well, at least my dad this time. I don't know if my mom's asleep yet, but and I also want to thank Brady for just putting the team together and sticking out there. It just got a top 6 finish. And I also want to thank Food City, Quality Heat and Air, Keen Collision, King Sport Fitness, Han Doctor, my good buddy Corey LaJoy, Zamp Racing, and my grandma and grandpa Larson.
All right, buddy. Well, keep staying prepared for these things, man. I'm sure you're going to on the real racetrack and on here. And you know what? I got to ask you about your profile picture. You got an IMC modified on there or a UMP modified. Who is that?
That's me driving.
Is that your car? So I drove modified for 25 years, my friend. So I like to see the modifieds on there. So appreciate you putting that up on there.
Yeah, man, nice.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck again, and I'm sure we're going to talk to you again in the coming weeks. So have a good weekend.
Thanks, you too. Have a nice one.
All right, man. All right, that is going to wrap it up here tonight at Texas for the Western Racing League. David Sluter, let's take a look at our full results here real quick. And let's see here. Get back on the right page. I should get all this stuff set up beforehand. We got here a little bit late. Apologize to everybody. We weren't quite as prepared as we normally are when we started this thing, but it ended up as one heck of a good race. David Sluter coming home with the win after starting back in 4th heat. Bryce Dickman with another podium on the season in 2nd. Everett Larson 3rd. Nathan Nixon, Victor Keith, Brady Zeller with a good run there in 6th. Rick Modrick, Quentin Steinbach, Josh Raymond, and Joshua Wise rounding out the top 10. Corbett Raker in 11th. Jacob Thornton 12th. Jacob, next time change the number on the car to match the scoreboard. You screwed me up for a while. Dean Wedeking in 13th. Landon Slade in 14th. Nick Trader led a lot of laps. Was probably the fastest truck for a lot of the race, but got involved in an incident there towards the end. Limped around to bring home in 15th spot. And Nico Cipollini in 16th. Ian Meneses 17th. Sean Peskin in 18th. And that was let me see. Scotty Larson actually limped home for a couple laps down. I think we had 19 cars finish out of the 31 that started. Michael Sparks in 20th. He was the wrench wrangler of the night. He had a bunch of time spinning the pits trying to get that truck repaired to stay out there on the racetrack, and he stuck with it. Paul Boomershine 21st. Michael Boyd 22nd. Randy Wood, Rem Wyatt, Brandon Cow, Mason Only, Josh Gagnon. Also, I'm not sure what happened to Josh. I'm going to have to jump into the chat here and see if we can figure out what happened to Josh because he had a really good truck. All right, I see it here now. Sorry, guys. Pedals and shifter stopped working. That's on me. So a technical issue there for Josh Gagnon because he had a really good truck. Ended up not finishing. Ends up in 27th. Brady Schaub in 28th. Ryan Thompson and Andrew Bowman going to round out the field. Hard charge of the race, as we said, was Everett Larson up 21 spots. Bryce Dickman in the second spot. I don't know why I said Bryce's name. Nick Trader led the most laps at 52. Fastest lap of the race was Everett Larson at a 29.849, and Nick started on the pole. So we're going to come back, as we talked a little bit ago, going to come back next week, next Tuesday night, with Western Racing League at Watkins Glen. Don't miss that one. Our first road course race here with the trucks. This should be a fun one. Tomorrow night, DRSN is off. Thursday night, we're going to come back with the 410 sprints. If the dirty old bastards do not, if you like good dirt track racing, do not miss that one. But if you prefer some pavement racing, well, also at the same time that night, we will have the Nitro Zone Racing League Truck Series being brought to you by my good friend Liam Irvig. Will be covering that race for us. And then Friday night, we come back with a half-decent Racing League Xfinity Series. And then Saturday night, we are planning to cover the JWRE Racing Saturday Night Fever. I don't know where they're racing at this week. They kind of announced like a couple days beforehand, but it's a good super speedway race. It's a money race, money on the line. Always makes it a little more exciting. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here for the night once again. And I'm trying to find my sign off here because you think I would remember all this stuff. But, you know, one of our slogans we have here at DRSN is every lap tells a story. And we definitely told some stories here tonight, here with the Western Racing League. So from all of us here at DRSN, thank you for choosing to spend your night with us. I know it's late on the East Coast. Thank you for being here. And I'm Chris Murphy saying keep it smooth, keep it smart, and if you can't do that, at least keep it entertaining. We'll see you next time. Good night.